He's my brother-in-law. Today he's launching a book, OMNIA VERITAS, and celebrating his 60th birthday. Oh, now you can hear me. Okay, so now he'll be celebrating his 60th birthday and he's launching this book. My brother-in-law, what I can tell you about him is that he's a manifestation master. On one of our road trips at the garden route with my mom, sister, and I, he spoke about writing a book, dramatizing how the book launch was gonna be, and we were all laughing our lungs out and enjoying the ride. And today we're launching that book as he envisioned it. So that's all I can say about my brother-in-law. We have our MC here. They'll be telling you more about the book. So my job here was just to welcome each and every one of you. What I wanted to say as well, okay. Gosh, I thought I was gonna be so chilled. But anyway, he made us so proud, and we're very grateful to have a person of his caliber who chose to stand with the truth and speak the truth to power without fear and with such respect. An unknown author wrote, I quote, "Don't be afraid to stand up for the truth, even if that means you'll be standing alone," unquote. So I'll be handing over the program now to our beautiful MC. Ladies and gentlemen, Mefifi Matsela. Over to you, my lady.
Menkosi. Thank you so much. Dumela. Le kae? Re teng, ha le batle. Thank you for honoring us with your presence this afternoon, and we hope that today will be a wonderful day. I hope everyone is able to walk away with moments after reflecting. I think driving into this area, that must have been a conversation starter, right? A true reflection of where we stand as a country, as a nation, as individuals, and the work that we still need to do in order to move forward. So it is with events like this, individuals like yourselves in this room, where that work can start, and hopefully we can see the fruit of that. So we are here at the book launch, OMNIA VERITAS. Ndate Jeritsia, thank you so much for penning your thoughts, your experiences, and everything in between, right? I think he is a firecracker. Meeting the man was like meeting something else. Almost no one can really describe meeting Ndate Jeri up until you've had him up close and personal and you get to gauge what kind of an individual he is. It's a difficult task, writing a book, as any author will tell you. Trust me, I have tried many times and failed. There are plenty of drafts sitting on my laptop, so to see this come to fruition is a beautiful thing. My name is Refilo Matsela, and as you heard, I have been tasked with the very difficult task of hurrying my elders. I have to usher them along. 5 minutes, 5 minutes to get this program moving along so that we can have a wonderful day. To our speakers today, thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to hearing all that you have to share, as well as the personal intel, the intelligence that you can give us from your experiences with Ndate Jeri. We look forward to it. To our guests, thank you so much for joining us. Without community, there isn't much that we can do. Without each other, or rather holding each other's hands, there isn't much that can be accomplished. You can clap for yourself. Yes, you must be proud of yourself and the things that you do as well. But it's wonderful to have an audience, right? To have people who understand, people you can connect. I think another very important thing about the truth is that we may not always agree with each other. It's a difficult one, but if we can get to a point where we have conversations and we move the needle forward, beautiful things are coming for us. For the author, I want to say, Ndate Jeri, your work does not end here. It continues. That bug, it bites and it gnaws and it scratches and you want to write more because you keep experiencing and learning each and every day. The author doesn't leave his quill in the ink pot to dry up again. No, he picks it up and he will weave beautiful stories, truths and hard truths, for all of us to digest. Now, before we start with grace, a couple of housekeeping rules. I love cell phones. Trust me, I do. Let's keep ours on silent, airplane mode for the duration of this program. Pictures and videos, you are well encouraged to snap up some moments. Look, put them up everywhere. That's what we want. Bathrooms are allocated through those doors, and I'm glad you've had your refreshments, and I hope you are here to engage and enjoy the rest of the day with us. I would like to call up, to open up with grace, Apostle Dr. Dioka Reginald Mabuya. Thank you, Daddy. Round of applause, please.
Thank you, Mayor MC. Good afternoon, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry is my uncle, the youngest at my mom's on the maternal side. And we talk about everything in life, including our women. Very funny for an uncle. But then we grew up together in church. We were singing in the church choir. And it would be appropriate that we should grace this function by just bowing our heads even as I pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for this wonderful day. You destined the times. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's your purpose that prevails. We never knew that this day will dawn on us upon this time, but you knew before the times. We thank you for it. We thank you for the life of Jerry. We thank you for keeping him to attain this age of 60, which talks about fullness, completeness, and perfection. It's an appropriate time in his life to tell his story, and we thank you that we could be part of this. I bless this occasion in the name of Jesus, that everyone that is here will absorb maximally what is purpose for them. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Apostle Mabuya. It's always wonderful to open up with the word and to close with the word as well, so we'll see you later. Let's start with our messages of appreciation. These are individuals who have been in the life of Ntate Jerry for a very long time. People who know all facets, all colors, and different angles, and experience him in different ways. And I think what's beautiful is that as he turns 60 today, it's so many decades that we can reflect upon, and there have been different individuals at those different moments that I think they can tell us a thing or two. Let's call up Ntate Victor Mitwamere. He is an editor, long-time friend, and a very respected individual. Round of applause, please.
Dumelang bagolo. Ke nna Victor Metswamere. I am synonymous with Sowetan newspaper, where I worked officially for 28 years, but I started working for the newspaper while I was still at school, from grade 10 in 1982. And I diverted to acting school, and I was called back to the newspaper, and here I am. If one were to say happy birthday to Jerry, I would maybe choose to read a poem, very, very short. I know you're going to chase me away from let's pretend Jerry is 6 years old instead of 60. But the truth is I am 5 years older than him. So please, a round of applause for both of us. It's called On Your Birthday. This is no ordinary day. It is truly a rare day. Everyone is happy on this day. We all wish such a day ran on and on, wishing it would glide on and on to cruise on the moon's edge. All the best things occur when you are loved in a special way. You tend to ride on a fabled cloud nine of being magically conveyed on God's sensual skyway, wishing all the bliss would last forever. But such special days are ephemeral, but their memories last forever, when all others joyfully make such days a blast, especially when you are too sweet enough a child to make each day a joy-filled guess, so that each day is not ruled by any wild guess, but no matter how high the sky is, and how far the moon is, or how glaringly hot the sun is, or come hail, rain, or sunshine, only you are the special one on this day, on this special day, on a day like no other, on a day with nary a stress, on this special day, on your birthday. A round of applause to the birthday boy. Jerry and I come a long way. From the time he used to come to Sowetan, and we would pass each other on the corridors, and we were running out with a cup of coffee in hand and a notebook in the other hand, following the photographer, running to an accident scene. And he would always patiently wait to be interviewed, and he would always come respectfully, and he is still like that today. I won't read any other poem to tell you about our relationship, except to say, I think I should talk about what is in the book that we're launching today, the synopsis, which I was able to write, and it's an honor to do so. I would like to tell you about the letters to the editor section in any newspaper. Such a section occupies a special place. This section is known as the op-ed section, but in full it is known as the opposite, the editorial comment section. Traditionally, the letters to the editor section figuratively sits underneath the opinion page and on the right-hand side of the editorial comment. I know this is gibberish, but if you open the newspaper, there's a section where you read what the editor is saying, and there's a section where you read also what the other people who are commentators, especially the politicians and the political commentators, say about the latest. I think what is on the tips of our tongues is Trump and all the other things. Bo Olirato, all the things that are happening all around us. The letters that the newspapers readers consume on a daily basis are seen as the pulse of the nation. These letters talk directly to both the newspaper's editor and the journalists. But primarily, the letters to the editor define the mood of the nation. The public matters most to the hierarchy of any publication. And over time, there comes the regular letter writers, especially those who show what was described in a novel. I think it was The Winslow Boy. What is described in a novel as keen observers of human behavior. Some of these letter writers could best be described as the Marxist, the underground reporters, because they too are our writers in newspapers. They ensure that they represent the people out there. One letter represents more than 1,000 people. They also look at the current affairs, and when a week passes without their 10 cents worth in the letters section, then the regular readers would be the first to wonder as to what may have happened to so-and-so, whose opinions in the daily events had become so common that they are seen as having the uncanny ability to pinpoint certain misdeeds, especially by the politicians, activists, the police, and other leaders here in the country, in the neighboring countries, or abroad. So influential are some of these letter writers that the newspaper bosses end up hiring them, either as on a part-time basis or permanently as columnists, or they join the newspaper's newsrooms and go through a crash course regarding the so-called house style, which informs them about how things are done. If one were to make an example, there's a guy called Tabile Mange, who is a publisher. I think when he started at City Press to write columns, he had first been a regular letter writer. And one or more of the editors said, no, we can use this person much better. He can write on a prolonged basis, and he can write in depth as well. And yet, there are some of these letter writers who end using their collated letters as dissertations. One Professor Sipho Siepe did fashioned a dissertation out of his letters to the editor. It's an example. One of these special letter writers is none other than Jerry Tsie, who is to me a brother, a friend, and the wind beneath my wings, which we shall reserve for another day. Jerry has chosen to go the route of compiling a slew of letters that he had written, especially those that he wrote to Sowetan newspaper itself, where he has established an unmissable and unmistakable seal that has earned the admiration and unreluctant respect of many people. His views are unmistakably frank, and his tone is easily heard, meaning that it is comprehensively understood by many as well, which in the end means that Jerry, with his brave affirmations where necessary, and reprimands and where necessary, have all made him a celebrity of one sort or the other, but a name worth respect by many nonetheless. Taking time to frankly comment on current affairs takes bravery, determination, and love for one's country foremost, as well as the rest of the world generally. In the end, almost everyone tends to respectfully recognize them. With this compilation, Jerry has taken letter writing to the newspapers a step further, which is to solidify the letter writing craft, albeit to the editors, which is figuratively the nation speaking to itself and affirmatively seeking answers to the highest level. Almost all of the letters he had been writing, more as a conversation with his fellow South Africans, have been turned into a coffee table book that we are launching today, and yet again it will have to be the same public who have to consume his varied views on a plethora of day-to-day issues, especially those that make the nation tick. As a former news editor at Sowetan, I have seen and edited many of Jerry's letters in the past, and I also had the pleasure of editing and proofreading the letters that appear in this collection. And it has been a pleasurable bliss and bliss to work with him. To Jerry, I wish to say thanks for having taken time off your busy schedule, my brother, as a television and movie actor, arts and culture activist, and businessman, to communicate with your fellow South Africans and the rest of the world through your dedicated contribution to the local newspapers op-ed sections by writing all those varied but commonly incisive comments, reprimands, and sometimes giving praise where it was due. This book is likely to be a treasure of many people, especially those who loved to read your letters to the editor, most of which are in this special publication. I wish you well, my brother, friend, and wind beneath my wings. Godspeed and shalom, my fellow legend.
Thank you, Bravik. You can't edit an editor. Look, I'm sitting back there, I'm busy huffing and puffing and tapping my toe, but you can't edit an editor. We truly appreciated that. And thank you so much for that reminder of print media, the principles and how it works. I think so often on a daily basis we are bombarded with messages on social media, and half of them you think, oh, I wish I hadn't run into this. I wish there was someone to curate my timeline, the opinions, and all this information I'm consuming. So thank you for that, and that we appreciate it. Let's also hear from Memote Mageta. She is an associate, or rather she's representing the SA Guide Dogs Association, one of the beneficiaries for the book. I had to ask Ndate Jerry, I said, why dogs? I have nothing against dogs, right? But it was an interesting story that he told. And I think it also speaks quite well, thank you, Ndate, to his curiosity when it comes to the world. So one day, he was crossing the street, he saw a lady with the guide dog, and that made him wonder. It opened up a sense of amazement, and I think it is a worthy cause. Memote, thank you so much. Join us. Let's applause to welcome her up. Thank you, my darling.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. As mentioned, my name is Mote Mageta. There's often the stigma of the organization that I work for and being a black female, but I will get into the details around what we do. Firstly, thank you so much for Ndate Jerry reaching out to me a couple of months ago. I was very stunned. He walked into the office and we just started talking. He told me about the idea that he had, and he wanted to actually find out a little bit more about our organization and what we do. So thank you for getting in touch. And secondly, happy birthday. Wishing you nothing but the best for the year ahead. And thank you for putting together this beautiful event. You've done a stellar job, and all the guests look fantastic. So, South African National Guide Dogs for the Blind. The name is slightly deceiving, but we actually do a lot more than just dogs. Our mission is to provide freedom and independence to clients of visually impairment and disabilities. There are 4 main services that we offer. We've got the dog side and we've got the non-dog side. The dog side includes 3 services that dogs offer. So we train dogs which can assist the blind, which are our guide dogs. We train dogs to assist children with autism from the ages of 5 to about 15 years on the lower spectrum of autism. And as you can imagine, that is the biggest demand that we have actually because of the rise of autism. Then lastly, we train dogs to help people who are disabled, people that are in wheelchairs and lack mobilities. So the dogs are trained to open doors, pick up things. They also are trained to bark in a state of emergency should the person fall out of their wheelchair. Then we also have the non-dog side, which is our orientation and mobility. This is where we use assistive devices like the white cane to assist people in terms of walking. Because also remember, not everybody likes a dog, not everybody wants a dog, not everybody can afford a dog. But we help people across the spectrum in terms of visual impairment. Should you guys be interested in getting involved in terms of our organization and find out a little bit more about what we do and how you guys can get involved, please make sure to get my contacts from Ndate Jerry. Thank you so much.
Very insightful. Actually did not know about the autism and that actually is helping kids and individuals. Well, I feel more entitled to, lend a helping hand. But you must tell me, we're not allowed to pet the dogs, ne, when we see them. You have to ask the handler first. Okay, my impulsive self, I'll definitely be petting the dogs. Bo Snoopy, bo Brakinyana, bo Rex. Love dogs. As we move forward with our messages of appreciation, I would like to call forward Memorungwa Broody, who is a business representative, also to share some insights on Ntatejeri and their journey. Me Broody? Round of applause, please.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, family, and friends. It is with great pleasure to be here this afternoon to celebrate something quite extraordinary. Ntate Jerry TSIE is launching a book. In a world full of distraction, stream services, and memes, Ntate Jerry managed to sit down, focus, and write an entire book. This is not just a dedication, but that is a superhuman. Today we are not launching a book, we are honoring a journey. This moment is the result of something far powerful than talent alone. It is the result of perseverance, resistance, and a burning desire to share something meaningful with the world. Writing a book is not easy. It demands more than just words. It demands the heart, the focus, and the courage to keep going when no one else sees your vision but you. Today we have turned that vision into a reality. This book is more than just an ink on a paper. It's a vessel of thoughts, emotion, imagination, and truth. It now has a potential to impact lives, spark conversations, and even change hearts. As we hold this book in our hands, we hold a piece of your soul, Ntate Jerry, your discipline, and your passion. That is not a small thing. It's an art, and an art needs to be celebrated. Let's also not forget that behind every author, there are a support system. So allow me to extend a moment of gratitude to the wife, says Fiji, the family, the friends, editors, mentors, and those who stood by the author during these long writing nights, deadlines, rewrites, and moments of self-doubt. Thank you for your encouragement and faith. It has led us here today. And to Ntate Jerry, congratulations on finishing what many only dream of, starting. Congratulations on transforming ideas into chapters, and chapters into story that now lives beyond you. Thank you for providing that, yes, still people read books, and better yet, they write them too. May this book touch lives, may it travel far and wide, and may it be the first or the latest of many successful publications in your writing journey. You have not only written a book, but you have built a legacy. Congratulations, Tate Jerry, and thank you for sharing this day with us. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Me Broody. And a wonderful reminder that behind the man is a legion of individuals. The community truly is something wonderful. Let us now hear from Messi Patihopa, who will be representing family, colleagues, and friends to share this wonderful moment, this wonderful day. Let's give her a round of applause in her stunning red.
Dumelang bana ba thari. Ha re lebohela letsatsi la kajeno la matswalo a spirit of the ancient. Re tla leboha mme Matsie ya re sile le ntatetsi. Hobaneng ha ene se ka that union would not have this grace. And re tla leboha le Matsie jwale, who is no longer a junior. She now has assumed a stature of a matriarch. Because kajeno remo rejile renule metsi ka baka la hae. The sacrifice and the selflessness. Gore o re kadime this giant that we are going to be talking about today. Jerry wa tella hle batho. Ha se a halifile. Ha na taba re dilemo di jwang. Ene nna ke moholo ho yena. So o la mfounela re sipatiwe. Ke kopa o tlotlo bua ka re monna ke tlo bua jwang ke le hermit. Phela nna se ke le hermit. A re o tjho jwang. O so qadile. Ya ba ke se ke re a re se di tlwele ona mo henna ke atla. So the thing is that ke ne ke tshaba ho tla because I've been given a responsibility that is very scary. And today re tlo bua ka OMNIA VERITAS. It means that truth conquers everything. So kajeno I think ntatetsi o re fa sebaka sa hore bue nnete. He wanted me to come and talk on behalf of the industry that I have taken some time off from. Industry ya rona bana beso, we are living in a malfunctioning cultural environment. Industry ya rona is in deficit, industry ya rona is in trauma. We are in ICU, not only as an industry, but also as a nation. And we need to find our way back. We need to find our way back home. OMNIA VERITAS. So when he said this to me, I thought, hey, bon kheche, bon tate sengche, bon tate muhlamme, o ka reng ke be ba le teng bon tate phetwe. Ke re bon kheche, bon gema, bo maishe, bo khositsile, bo mphahlele. O ka re nke be ba le teng bo biko. Bon kheche, batho bana ba tla etsa hore e re ha re a tsamaya. As Africans, re hatela pele. Re bua ka the African Renaissance re re batlang. E re tseba hore re bua ka eng. We are here talking about an eagle. Tsie o na le chronic intolerance of mediocrity. How utlwane le mediocrity. He's a paragon of excellence. Wa ithata. O ithata le ha tsamaya. Le mahetlana tla fumana o emisa itse. Wa ithata motho because he remembers that he is made in the image of God. And when he walks godlike. He takes responsibility. Wa itseba hore ke mang? Hore ke ngwana wa modimo wa kgale. Wa itseba hore he is of the first civilization. Wa itseba, tsie, wa itseba. Wa ireneketsa ka ben ha emele mang. Wa ithata ha emele mang, because that's what God requires from a king. Because God said, I'm giving you dominion over earth. Are go for this kingdom, we hlokomele. He knows how to take care of it. He knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure ke mona tsama ka seta se nang le dust. I'm sure tsama tshwere le sela mo tsama ntse tsama tsa iphumu. Ene motho wa ntate o mmona gore o tshwareile jwang, o bona ka mosadi wa hae, o bona ka lelapa la hae. You feel that warmth, that aura. He has not forgotten that he's been given this mandate and a responsibility, ya dominion over it. That's why he's intolerant of mediocrity. Why are we dying poor? We are of wealth. We are of wealth. Why do we not have generational wealth? Where's a halang SABC? Where's a halang NVF? Where's a halang market theater? Where's a halang? This is always his cry. Now, when he stands up, he brings tears to my heart. Because when he stands up in those public podiums, you see a spear. He is a symbol of a spear that rips through the belly of a tyrant that is called Khodumodu. Because when you deal with Khodumodu, we deal with Khodumodu fella because of perversions of our leadership. tse re tlisitse mo mo re leng teng kajeno, where our kids are dying in drugs, and every day our girls are dying, are kidnapped, are killed. We are left with no hope. But he stands up and says, no, I have to be the hope that you want to see because I'm king. So when he stands up, he rips that belly of the tyrant. Kasiruna saru. Ofabo me kubo are. Kubo ena is a symbolic gesture. It says, in you I see love. I see warmth. I see a nurturer. I see an educator. And I see something and somebody that we need to take care of as kings. Because our responsibility as kings is to take care of you. It is to be the ultimate provider, the ultimate protector. Ha afa bontate molamu, he says to the men, remember who you are. We may live in this world of modernity. There's nothing wrong with it. We may advance ourselves in this digital world. There's nothing wrong with it. But be a sankofa. Always look back and remember who you are. You are a provider. You are a protector. Bontate ba bangata ba tswala ba siye bana. I remember Ntate Hopazatsleling addressing young kids who were coming out of circumcision. Circumcision is not the only rite of passage for you. That is not the only rite of passage. Your godlike attitude should be your rite of passage. Because halela hlabana le batswala le government, the surrogate fathers. You are not very different from a dog, because that's what a dog does, but a dog has a smaller brain. Why would you even think of doing that? So, Nake, Umata, you used to run with eagles. Most of those eagles have left you. I know how painful it was for you to lose Ntate Senkge, Ntate Phethwe. Hone jwanong ke mole o tsamaisana le Dr. Mokai. O re bitsa re batho ntloyong a re yeng re lo re tsepameng re mo tsitsise hape re mo tsepamise Dr. Mokai a khutle. So Nnake, this is a very important milestone. It has taken us by surprise, but I'm not so surprised because udula oli busy. Udula oli busy. Brazil is so I'm waiting for another milestone. I think all of us are waiting for another milestone. And this milestone, I think kabano chomia Jackie Chan. I think kausa no tlabotlile ore o sipase ke le chomia Elon Musk jwale. Ke se ke mo file a designer spaceship se ke le ready jwalo ho nyoloha, because a ke rona mo fatshe mo a le mameli ke sa batla ho ya mane ni Venus ke lo utlwa re ho etsahala mole, because Musk ena o ile Mars, nna ke batla ho ya Venus. Nna ke Ntate Modimo a wetse jwalo le ba hatsiye re a o lebohela. Omnia Veritas, re a leboha.
Mehupa Galebo, thank you for that message. I think on a daily basis we get caught up in the rat race and we forget of the majesty that we carry. And I think, speaking for myself and my peers, it's wonderful when we have people leading the way for us. Galebo abaholo. Let us break into some music. I think we could use that, right? Some literature, some music, some tunes. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let us introduce Bomang Music Group. I believe these are young individuals that Ntate Jerry has. I think he just goes around collecting kids wherever he goes, collecting kids, collecting creatives and like-minded individuals. And where he sees potential, he taps into that, and we are thankful for that. So Bomang Music Group, to delight us with a little something. After that, we'll take a break and head downstairs for some refreshments. And then, of course, we come back. We all want to hear about these articles, what has been put into Omnia Veritas. That is coming up shortly. Maestro, ready when you are.
Good afternoon. As you heard, Bomang Music Group from Mamelodi. I am part of the group. The name is Ontadile. Then we have our guitarist, Ofenze, and our director, Opelar Tlagatlakantsa, it's okay, Tapelo Moate. And yeah, this ensemble came together with State Theatre. And yeah, ever since it was just us three and music, because we love music. Although I'm not a singer, but I still love music. So yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy what we have prepared. So we prepared a song, 2 songs actually. First off, we have She Is. I feel like women are not appreciated enough, especially in this day and age. So this should be a song that actually alleviates the news that we've heard from the past week, you know.
setso sa bona. A go a utlwagala gore legae ke kwa pelo e leng teng. Go thweng ka yo a sa itseng gore legae le ko kae. E nna motho yo a senang pelo le yo a sa laolegeng. Ke re ke tla nna eng fa ke sa itse gore ke mang. Bagolo buang.
Nakupombutsa, iputso kitsangata, nakupowota. Bua lena, isimbula rie. Bua lena, Agilu, you can do better. Thank you so much.
Vista is clean, well kept. I recently visited a laid-back Vista town in West. It was refreshing to see such clean streets and well-kept parks. Kudos to the city's municipality leaders, workers, and patriotic community.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to read my uncle's book. Power lies with the customers. Across the township, people are complaining about illegal foreigners running spaza shops, selling expired goods, etc. But they continue to buy from the same shops. The power is in the hands of the customers to stop such businesses. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to read a passage from the book. Citizens must have a say. If the citizens of South Africa are the ones to repay Germany's 10 billion rand loan, then it is proper for the South African government to consult citizens first. The next generation cannot be made to pay for the sins of the politicians. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We truly do appreciate it. Next time I want to hear more. I feel cheated. Barropile today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we proceed to our keynote address. Prof. Mogomme Masoga. I know he drove hours and hours to be here with us. He had prior commitments, but he truly wanted to honor Ndate Jerry today. Nkaya, please, can we welcome him with a round of applause, please?
Earlier on, it was mentioned or let's see, Ana no mo dictionary nyaga. Ana lenzula no. Ha ke bua le ene mo gare ga beke ke na la mama ba ka ke le go twatwa ai ka bona nkwalla ka tsela ra kwallana nna le ena every week ka jona no bogale ana ene ya nke a mo itse motho o bogale mare a non ka re hai kana isa le tsala ya me le ditsala for more than 30 years re tsane for more than 30 years ba tla go tlhalosa ga nyeo ya gore ga re kopane mo khoneng re tswa mengwaga e ko morago ga ke sa le ko university in the 90s ko Qwaqwa ke sa le part of the University of the North ila tale the whole crew ya bo reseng kheba tla ba tlonketela ba tletse khunde tshwanna gore ke bona gore ke ba accommodate and at that time ke go sna a lot of things go Qwaqwa gore nna ke batla go tlhalosa gore le tlhaloganye gore ke tswa ko morago le retsi. But one thing e ke batla go bua before ke tla le khantseng nthetsa re keynote be ke rena ke tsoko bua nyana ka Sontaga keynote on a Sunday afternoon what I'm doing. I hope a lotlolwa le nna le re yana ke professor bua ntwe tsa di bua le tla ntshwarela ba gaetso. But I've always liked him. He's very consistent. Retsie has been very consistent. I think one of the challenges is lack of consistency. When they were reading Mola, some of the things, on a consistency. So, Kimarate Khanyawar is consistent, and Akaska will change Mopitoria Morale language about dark or blue. Etla nna ele jeritsie dark blue ne ke batla gore le tshwaremo dark blue etla nna ele red tsia ise ke simolle go bua ba dire ke tsene mo kganyeng ya gore ke mo lebogise birthday ya gagwe ya 60 years ga mo tshwanne he is ba bantsi re tlhola re ha ba le 60 kana go ebe se re ba fitlhile ba bang se ba tlhokofetse ntse ba tsamaya but ya no mo go ene
Re bona a young person, ke bona a person who is now renewed. Ke bona mosimanyana fela a le mo pele tlo mmola ga tlo bua gore ke motho a ntseng a itshwere sentle and re a leboga. Bagolo, the title ya buka ya Red Jeritsie ere Omnia Veritas. Fortunately, I did Latin. And I work at the whole truth. Omnia means the entire truth. So net yotle. I recall some years similar in my Latin studies. Barabadisa a book by Visa In Vino Veritas. How no wine would the truth. Kibonga wine hara. Kibona retsi hare for wine. So if you can Google walebella a book bare In Vino Veritas. Ke ne diriswa ko morago kwa first Palestinian Judaism and how yakuku ulebella how Latin was used. Kana kuyeo, kana ka bo Pompey, ka go tswela this khanye buanga the truth. Now the politics sa net ka net. Ha re simolle ka tsona gompieno ya. We have been having challenges ka the whole discourse on truth. But when I remember the truth and truth, speaking truth to power. One of his books that he published, Speaking Truth to Power. But this afternoon I thought, let me share with you my few thoughts kakanya neti, or what is neti. And kitlo batla gore ke bo lebella if you don't mind, because I'm a scholar of classical civilization, because my PhD is in philosophy. Mo khanyeng ya gore neti are neti ke eng. Re ke setse ke simolotse ka go bua ka consistency. I think you'll agree with me in terms of the current narrative ya di politics tsa rona gore e change day by day. Ko Pretoria East ne ba rolela ka metsi maabane ke lebele. Gompieno ba bolela story se se. Ha sa tla ka je. Ke bala what the municipality was telling. Para atla ya nonkala. Ha ke bala gompieno ke tukisetsa go. Para atla ka la boraro. Maabane ne re na le the municipal are one some more on social media rare no ona bile ke re tsentse bi mo ona pipe here re kopantsha le or one some more on social media re robala re le khanya gore no ka re metsi a tlonna teng yana ka jeno ha e sa lela maabanela ya no re bolelwa gore no le tla kra ka la boraro. But Retsie will be asking a question ya gore mara go diragalang. Obviously there is corruption. Question ya gore ke maafilweng and look said you say o ka mo ditsa mangata. It's actually money making business. Now ka re wa ibua na khanya gore ona le bothata bo bolete. How lebella in classical philosophy and civilization netting re bolelwa gore ga se khamfela ya defects tsa gore ke bone masoga a sa robala mo a tshwanetse robala. It's a fact. Now, how we bua when you say that? Why are you saying it? That is the understanding of the truth. Why? And we bua yang, we bua lemang, we bua kai. So that gives you the whole discourse you need. Ya gore umpone ke sa robala fale as yo ska siana ka yona. And I think most of what these guys are doing, ba tshameka ka rona ka the when, how, what and who. E nna gore nna nnete mo go mang, nnete ge utlwa ke mang. So and I think what that Jerry is saying to us, let's go back and reclaim the true discourse of truth. gore nnete ke eng. And ha re bala dilo tse, fortunately la nkopore ke kwale le tla bona fa le gona ke kwadile under duress ke founelwa le Brazil a re o rometse na ke re man ke a ngwala no romela o ntlogela go tlhoka nnete romela ebe ke romela a fetsa romela ka mo founela o Brazil and ha le kwa ke rana di time zones and kana go ke mmatlang ha a re kreya nna le yena ben ke ba worry tsora ha sa ikreya monola o ntsenella gape yana mara bofelong a mthe a re no o rometse dilo tsa nnete re no ke bone o rometse ba re batla mpolella hore ke tsona naka eba ntate bana o ntshwere yang ka mogeng ka teng. So ntate is actually helping us. There are few people in this country ba buang nnete, and re na le bothata ba gore until we get to a point more buang nnete as a country re ka se ke ra move. Re na le bothata bo bogolo ka nnete. I think we wanna get into parliament, o tsoka mo parliament wa tsena ka mo kerekeng, wa tsoka mo kerekeng, wa tsena mo sekolong, wa tsena mo university a gona nnete. Ha re sana mokgwa wala wa go bua nnete. We were raised ka tsela ya gore re bue nnete. Ha ne re gola ne re rela gore mo batsadi ba rona would tell us gore bua nnete. Gone ya no setse re na le bana ba re ba godisang gore ba se ke ba bua nnete. Nna kgoganya gore but mola we twistile re bua ka di spin doctors ka mo di buang ka teng in politics, even in politics, but at the expense of the poor and those by long gore ha ba khone sepe. So we are spinning things around. Hey, look at our health, we spin around. Hey, education, we spin around. Kanyela ya spaza shops, we spin around. Gore nnete se ke a tlhagella. Le ba root self. Nnete ga e sa le teng. Nnete ga e sa le teng. So all I'm actually asking this afternoon, batho ba modimo, ke gore rona re kokwane mfa. Let's multiply Jerry and Jerry ba bantsi. And let's actually go out and tell the truth. Re bue nnete. And let us actually go back to the culture of telling the truth. It's gonna khanya gore how are you? It is all over the world. How are you going to doctor it? I was actually laughing Malova when the team was going to America and nakhanya gore robua yang le Trump. I mean the truth is known. What is happening in the country. Besides khanya go bua ka gore emakhoa a irang or a re dirang. But there are certain things they are not right. And instead of us actually sitting down and actually coming to terms with the reality, what we are all experiencing, we want to doctor things, spin things around, or we should look better. So we're all actually a fake. We're all faked in many senses, even at universities. People are faked. You move around, people are faked. You go around the airport, I go to the airport, but you see people walking around with the laptops and all these things that you actually say, but all these people are lying. They talk about these big deals and big things, and then you sit around and say, but what's happening? What has happened to us? Something is wrong about us. And so this is actually an opportunity for us to think deeply about ourselves. Never uproot the pumpkin. When you go to the city, make sure that you leave the pumpkin behind. I'm actually asking back to basics. This book here, a relaunch today, should not just be a book on the shelf, but it should challenge all of us. gore nna ka nako ya ka ke tla dira eng, what will be my role to play. But it will cost you. The truth will cost you. Tla ke le bolelle. Ke motho wa dijo ke se la nna le nkile ke ko morago ke santse ke gola ke batla girlfriend go kerekeng e go rapelwang go emiswa matshwang ka se bitse ka lebitso. But I was not truthful. So the truth is costly. So abantar no dilo tse o tla dira na ba ba di bala ka maina ba di bala ene ke utlwa mara hae mara nna dilo tse ngwanyana di batlantse mara ga di tlompalla mara a ba re tla kerekeng ka be ke ya kerekeng eo no kerekela ya ka utlwa meropa ela mo go le meropa go ene go lla meropa ene batho ba wela mo fatshe. So ke nako e ke testiwang gore ke na le nnete na. So le nna ke wa monola raro ke wa lebe le nna ke wa. And it was more convincing for this lady o ne ke mmatla o. Ba re ga re fetsa ba re no ba re batla afterwards go na le room ke re le fetsa ma ha le saya ha o tsuka mo go na le room there's another room ke mo bo nna le rena when going to sit down with us ba re botse dita ko mo ke re ngara no this is something I can't. The truth will cost you. Ke batla go e bolela la bona nnete mo tafoleng a e beile mo. It will take, can even beat your pocket. Where you are supposed to get some of the contracts because you'll be telling the truth. So you'll pay for telling the truth. So we must all be prepared for there are consequences. Now in my case, I could have been a vice chancellor. But in most cases, people would say, even DVC would say, no, not that one. I remember in one of the cases, one of the vice chancellors told me, but we're now you can't be part of our team. I used to be in councils also, university councils. When I raise my hand, I'll be a problem. So it will cost you. So we saw it will cost you. You might not even stay because of telling the truth. And with the current politics, Sakachen, you need to decide and part of the challenge even the political structure parties say because membership, because we have socialized people, sensitized people for maka kona. But and they don't want to confront the truth. And some of the people say, when the truth is always naked, and don't dress it up, because no dress will fit the truth. And let it run around. The truth, once it's out, and people will be exposed. So all I'm asking, dear friends, this afternoon is, let us inculcate a culture of telling the truth, of doing things that are right and correct, and there will be no problem. Now I sleep well at night when I know I've told the truth. Look what is wrong. I say it to my colleagues. No, I say it and I sleep very well. I don't owe anyone anything. I cannot kick back. How am I talking about fans? So if you are not a person who tells the truth, you are a slave, Yamaka, and you are never free, and you will never be free. So you can actually, but all I'm asking Kore, are simulating a new culture of being truthful and of being open. And one of the greatest philosophers and theologians, Stilwani, used to say, I know it might be a problem to some of the pastors here, but Stilwani used to say mutukimudi. But he never actually wanted to say but he says there is godliness in each and every one of us. And therefore, if we carry godliness in us, we must be truthful. And this book that we are launching today, it is part and parcel of saying to the world, Mutukimuti, Ribuan Neti, Neti Erering Gastonabar, es number naba pay for. Neti es number naba pay for. Ukaragar Herzwakamo, Rastata, a new culture, Rakon, Kibatuha, Rabuan Neti, how not need? I mean, you can go around setting glory. Madiaka Modisofing, Nin Amosofe Amofriging, Nen Rutlabara Fuling, Nen Rutlabaring, Maloban, Nin Hakasansekilgo Development Bank of Southern Africa, but I used to work there. I remember I could not stand it at some point in time. Well, longer we used to work the hospital revitalization projects, the acceleration ACD for schools, who eradicate math schools. But Obuzohoro Skolo sa 18 million has exist, Marabari, Minister Osibula, Rikra Ripoto, Muharakabet. I can go on and on and on. I can feel Ginora Kilafa Kanye afternoon, Skekaira too academic, but Kibata Hubua Kanya Horbahaitu, Arsimulam Ubuan mate. In your little corner, do your bit. How let director officing do your bit. How let manager do your bit. And that's exactly what Mtate Jerry always will tell you. Hore, Masokayano re hore lutse haditsamaya. Keseke skopa, naiseke skopa, ke hore bagaitsu. We can do better. We can do better. And the starting point can need. Has a kamfela ya di policy ya diloma di policy as na nete ina na matata because le bone le ka budget le bone ha ona net bodi so ka 15% ba ra bolela gore no ha se 15 ke 13 ila la change wa bosigo then I bene dilo di la change wa masego bosigo la go bosigo motho a robala ha te ba motho a robala fela Remove Tati. Senga Solelan Sonecason Tahabaiso. I could have told us in Yasanako. Kere Abaquena. Possible one date. Kekupa on Nafafas Bahaiso.
Thank you, Prof. Galeboa Hulufela. Ay, ay, ay. I suppose the truth is bitter. And we've all had to tell a few lies here and there. Because it's comfortable. It may ease the next person. It may ease you. But I think it's time to challenge ourselves and to step out of those lies. Prof, a question. Fake it till you make it. Where do we leave that term? We'll continue this conversation afterwards, but thank you so much for the beautiful message. We truly do appreciate it. Let us digest that truth with a musical rendition. Sol Shibambu, I believe, is in the building with us to give us an item or two. Some wonderful music. And then, of course, we still have our conversation. We still need to hear from the man. He's hiding over there in the back. I hope you all saw him as you were walking in. Sol Shibambu.
Titilo, mana no burili titilo. Oh we, titilo, mana no burili titilo. Oh we, akulo kubona nkoka, koka vangalanzi. Lokubona nkoka, koka vangalanzi. Lokurina nkoka, hey, nkoka vangalanzi. Owe, 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 owe. Hey. Na 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 na. Hey, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, manano, titilo, manano burili, titilo, koka vangalanzi, 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 titilo, titilo. Titilo, titilo, owe, 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 Mela. Okay? A lot of you know me carrying a guitar. It's a story for another day. Today we're celebrating the milestone of Brajeri, and also Helen Bonake Bella this song all the time when I'm where Brajeri is because this song means a lot to him, and one day he would want me to do the song with an orchestra. He's been asking me for the past 6 years, I think, to do this song with an orchestra. So without any waste of time, this song, Titilo, it's a warning. For me ubulate, are my son, my daughter, don't follow trouble. So that's where Brajeri comes in and say, Saul, from Saul. That's what he calls me. Little well already rate hele romela di proposal di nyake di sopo ka mo. You know, because kickback it's something that will put you in trouble. So stay away from trouble. And Serona Serona, this is an official song ya Serona Serona. Batu ba Modimo, batu Basotho. Basotho. Are utlweng warning and always speak the truth and always be truthful. Hey, na 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 na. Titilo.
Thank you, Saul. How beautiful. We want that story about the guitar. Yeah. One day is one day. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep pushing forward. In the interest of time, of course, now it is our conversation with our moderator. Today, we are speaking to, or rather speaking with, former Sunday editor Ndate Phalane Modale. If he could step forward for us and if we can welcome him warmly with a round of applause. So what is due to take place? Ndate, if you can have a seat for us. Yeah, Bona, you are comfortable today. What is due to take place is we finally get to hear from the man who has brought us all here together today and have a short conversation about this project of his. Mr. Saul Shibambu, may I bother you? Can we get a little musical entrance as a belief? This is the man of the moment. A little something, a little shimmy shake. And ladies and gentlemen, feel free, let us usher Ndate Jerizie in with love and compassion as he has welcomed us into his space today.
Africa. Wala di bodu ke ho foka mano tseba tsebo ya bore a tseba ba rona ba pe ba mafika ba pe ka moro wa diphiri jwale ngwana di talama anya mahlalo tswampeng tsa ngwana setšhaba Africa. Tamanzuana ki pabula sefapalong sa hao. I come from the motherland. I'm as fresh as the aurora. Odumela mo pathotse. Ha o le humo le tswang haufi. Africa, I am the mind. You are the soul. You are the soul. I am the mind. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dumela magaetso. Naka lina ke phalane motale. I'm just going to ask gore ka tlhompo. I'm going to keep my cap on. Ke na le lebaka. Lebaka kore he di lights di le so, especially di camera batla tlhaloganya gore because ke na le wa bona highway di picture di ka se tswipile go tlo bana le reflection ba makala ka no go etsala bana gore production e tsamaye sentle ke nahanne gore ke tlise something for go ska bana le that reflection but ke tlhompa baruti ke tlhompa sorry for lefatla professor and the doctor, but this is what it's all about. My favorite verse for Bibling usually kere, this is the day that the Lord has made and we are going to rejoice and be glad in it. And gompieno kasi pitori Brajeri.
Yes, sir.
Geselo se etsahala which was promised is far. Is far. You know, one thing I've learned Kajeri over the years, and now I know him for many years. What I've learned is that he's a doer. He's a doer. My partner, you know it. I said, no, just give me a chance. In this particular, then he calls and I go. And I'm too serious. Eberlin Nabano, Axabon side doubt. Kalekas panali demand. Kalekas panali demand as I'm disappointed. And that is unalin neti. Arwelagan neti, unalin neti. That's why limo booking. Linala bukaki neti. You know, when you know a person, you also have the thing, Baba Bading Tatabo Prof by the psychology cognitive dissonance. Or silo, in your mind it's like this. And then when something different comes from what you know about the person, over shock. Like I was nearly shocked on I didn't hear maybe ki dijara since I can tell her 60. And then Kutle Felabare Shibambo, but could look at what Floyd Shibambo instead the bank. Obana Sol Shibambo, Floyd Shibambo, especially was concentrate and Garai Kamukota Kari Are Barle Sol. And then the other thing which was very interesting too, today is not about me, but it's part of this. Prof, Hononto but it need to know, especially on a Sunday. So now they can take amen. Asiko Kiriki. Most keep up, keep need, what I need, or let it be like that. What I like. But in Toy Builing, we can need Ritota Mamorli, little groups. Isa nete re tla gore nete is tataka mo gae because you remember that charity begins at home bara le nete is tataka mo gae le bone mme o ka taba ya o lerato asna nete a botsa mosimana gage a re ba go batla what happened highly possible that son could have been alive if she didn't tell him to go and say face the truth, go face the truth, and wanaka I'll support you whatever happens. The road one nete in Casapilla, yeah. But anyway, thanks, Baruti, the professor, very rare people, Bakra Chansi. Nekinseki at my Rabarkman, Watambu, Mamshmanus, Kim Halabi, Munamabat, Dali. Eki Shorlin Lankabana Kava presenter, half present. Can the camera di guy na? Prajer Urile Mutu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Welcome. And just one other thing, you know, once an editor, always an editor. Fortunately, the book, Akabona Post, but our program is OMNIA VERITAS. So, ka matlo alabu editor konobona or proofreading they see OMNIA VERITAS, and which means that if it's not right here, you can imagine if it was on the book, but it's just part of the or those things.
Yes,
but thanks.
Ra
correct, editor, editor. Yeah. Brajeri, you know, most of the people who are here are your friends. Most of the people because it is true. Bravik abulela gore mo di passage gore ai wena wa kena ho kene go newsroom or go building ke gopola le nna ha no fitla and kuri nnete tsa teng you are consistent. They go, I don't know, Negli City Press or Sunday Sun at the time. How to Utaleba Kalabeba, and then then he greets Kasi Sutu Zahach. And then I greet this guy, but an appointment. But it's going to tell you that please, I'm not here to disturb you, Rafita, but do you have a moment? Then you ask the elders, not only the elders, SABC, you know there's a story, but so he knows how to draw your attention, create interest. So, no. It's a PA, postpone a meeting or here is something. Because he's so articulate. The other thing is that before Ketsana Tabi, it is going to put under pressure. Happened nearly every week recently. Rekopane neriti melane after many years. Rakopana ko pitlong ya Dr. Khomolemo, and he was so excited to see me. Little about high school lisunki hi. But no, come give me your number now. It's a phone no. But he's like that, and I must say, when he begins to fit, that was a bit tough for me. You may not know. I'm 64, he's 60, but now I was under the pressure to stomach in. And they turn, they look at him. Do I also get the same attention? Unfortunately, I did. Then I realized that I must be closer to him, and then at least I got a console. They were looking at us. You are inspiration to many of us, and I think before Tsanata being, there's so much I want to say about him, because, like, for example, the book, you know him to out-compa. He's got respect for everybody. Then Arki Kupa Uishebe, Are Bravik is the editor Uishebe. There was a time Kibatlur, hey, the editor dia compa, no? Kare, Akitorki Badil. Neat and a prof. Because when you have to go to a book like that, it's not your usual book. It's not your usual book. I told him, I said, you know, one could say every chapter is one paragraph. But I said, you know this, because Nekirheki Kibale 1, 2, 3, Kibato, what is, and then I can't sleep. Because all those little things, you know, this can be used for public debates. You know, Buaka Cape Town, the street, clean streets and the like. And while I tell them, then people will talk for why Cape Town is really different from here. Why can't it happen here? So it's so mind-blowing that I think excellent work. But it's also one of the unique books. Many people, in a conversation like this, one of the questions would be, how long did it take for you to write this book? It didn't take a year. It didn't take 2 years. It's something, the other question would ask, when did you get time to write this book? Because you'd say, you know, my elder, my elder, because of shape, my elder, then I can relax at least. So what was happening? You know what? This book, key history, because it also shows that he's a vocal person, he's an activist.
and then ke re ko fe news editor pe nna ke editor mes wa bona a non that te phala nna ke tlile mo wena wa bona and then you take it and now ke realize le now the line editors they won't understand what he's saying, so you have to take it, dilute it, and take it there. Thanks for the confidence shown in me. They said when you want something, wants it. Le e ya gore ke tlo dula iso umpuditse kati anda de pala so wa bona go ratela ho le mo to kono sebetsa kurkur ra sebetsa kaofela bona so ya conversation yo tshwara ko wena Dr. Hayo, so but I know you can do it. So my soulmate abotsa hore what's wrong? I know, but they recognize my skills. Kids. Prof, why do you look back? Need. Part of need. That's why they say men. When I look one need, it's in need. But for peace sake, you know, get part of it. Because I can't feel it how. Why I would no? Told me to stand by. So at least niti itwi.
Caribou.
Thank you. Without much, without Kosiana, Nati Jerry. Without not with some
My elder.
The other thing which is very funny, we've been more Gauteng, Pitori, plus Obloma Yino.
Yes,
your
ma'am.
language doesn't change. No Tamaliana. How will in the ritual but change? Oh, banana me ritual God. But tell me, you are, you know, you so indigenous. Okay, right. Language, everything, culture. A cultured man. Marauta meka kula di tunki akiri. Marauta meka kula na long horsepower.
I see.
And the title of the book, the title, her profile Carlos. Didn't you take the risk or people will just see Omnia, Veritas, Bavita? So why the title? Once you understand what it's all about and you go into it, you realize what it means. When you came with this title, or did you want to look smart?
Your question. Ka permission. A moment so that we reflect on one of the African giants, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, who passed away. An elder has been spearheading the decolonization of Africa, taking it from Marcus Garvey, taking it from Malcolm X, taking it from Booker T to Washington, the elders before. So maybe this gathering today, it is very important just for a moment to pay respect to that giant from Kenya, who has been in the forefront to won an Oscar award, Tsotsi, in which itself it's a problem. It's written by one of our writer, Athol Figat. But I have other in this country, they never believe it. Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o in Kenya. Thank you. May we all be seated. My elder, to answer your question, I cannot go. Yeah, when I was in Bali, I brought coffee, and many people receive presents of that coffee, and they are quite happy with that coffee because it comes from Bali. In Elegamo first class, that coffee we are talking about. But now this kind of a coffee we are talking about, OMNIA VERITAS. As I was writing, I lost a friend when we were youngsters, a brilliant artist who passed away in a very brutal way, like Dr. Homole Mugai, who was killed by black people in his community that they loved him so much. One of our own who's broken decided to take his life. So this friend of mine, Selepe, every time Haramuchakela or Arabon, he always had the book, the dictionary with him. Yeah, English and Latin. And then what about Buan to the Sadu Quisising aus Fifi? Woman, Sana, incorpore Sano, Eman, when a man, what is this thing street house? And he will laugh at us. And then when you knock at the door, Sleper will say, perambulate and close the extremity. Ish. Now I removed. Then he will repeat it again. And this guy say we must come in. Then we'll just walk in and say, oh, then he will laugh. Perambulate, what is that? And then he will laugh at us. So as I was going through the book, he came to me. But I also need to pay respect to him, to his memory, the way he loved Latin. And I don't doubt the mind of our people. They will understand the OMNIA VERITAS. But because it deals with the truth, what I've been battling with, good prof, what could be the symbol that represents the truth? And then I will discuss with my wife, because where we are staying is a university, Dr. Mugize. It's a university there. We are discussing everything, from anything. Yeah, she was telling Sis Ronalda Hore in another house, I don't know, read the newspapers, they got already cleansed in. And so try to get the last. I guess I did the newspapers. I still have some of them here. Very old one. So the whole OMNIA VERITAS is to deal with that truth. But then the question is, what will be the symbol of the truth? Now, what will attract people to the book is the lightning. I went with the lightning. And I was struggling to capture the lightnings. Apula ina kema window kirikenga picture gone. And then kere emme agi fuman. Are you lightning? Show up on half who is mad this one. How do you capture lightning? Kiroke gets a video. Then I will watch this side. Palani looking for the lightning. There's no lightning. Ishapagam. Then I turn. By the time I turn, Ishapagam. Kirai. This lightning and sukudis. Then the sky will just go. It's gone. That's how the truth will strike you. Others will fall. When they hear the truth, when they look down, they just keep quiet. When we lost the daughter, my mom was there. And the first thing I get theater, that picture doesn't go away in my mind. Then I knew it's the truth. Because even the doctor, and I knew it's the truth. The beautiful daughter, Tatu Yahai, has passed away. But here we are. So people will be attracted to that lightning. As you can see, the books are different in lightnings. In actual fact, I'm going to print about 20 of different covers so that we have options. other one love this like me. The other one prefer that one. The other one say, but this one, so that's the truth. So, there's no doubt. This is the voice of the people, like Bravik said. It's not about me, and this day is not about me. It's about us. That is why I said we need to have good ties, black tie. We must look good. And because the intellectuals like Dr. Mkizi, including my good prof, Yaba Mamel, the Reverend is fine. So, Yaba Mamel, the black tie. Some years back, a brother was heading to America, a migrator. We don't see people migrate about 49. You have seen them before. He was an architect involved in the building Yankluya Mewini Mandela. So we took him to the airport. Le brother same fever. So how did airport to him? Shimana is my hand cleman. I'll make it or hopeful of New York. Please, man. Urumele the postcard. Yeah, no, I will do that. I think I'm relieving my age now. The postcard. You my horse. So then we get a group of Asians which came in black ties, and solid 15. I feel it's one of their own. So brother say me uruhunar eta wana batubali baperi di sutu tenzo. Wow, mareki machaina. Iriano gaba bona ki machaina. Why are you telling me? Then haven't ever Hasilis Amukas China Sabona Ho Hang and all that. Because this is Sutugar is China at the Pala. Which Ho Hang. Agriwale, because my surname, you see, that's how the book will sell in Asia because it's TSIE. So I can Singapore, but I pronounce it Chinese. Yeah, I'm a Chinese. And I'm African, Ersibariki. Libona Gavanga, I guess noch da. So, but high sukwana, Kimuta Unimuset like one off fella. Yadikoti maraming, Kiseponono. In a portfolio to a little burena, medicine lena himwa twana. I won up my Qualabali. Aish, Kuribata Umbao. Eh, well, like a beat I get about. Well, Bukaena ito Rekisa hands in the Pala. That title is OMNIA VERITAS. We are going to translate it in all indigenous language, Prof. I've already started with that in the Palani. And we are also going to translate it in Portuguese. And we are also going to translate it in Spanish. Recently we came back from Brazil. 200 million people. I just need 200,000 to buy it. Language. We are also going to translate it into Arabic because we are taking it to Dubai and Middle East. And South African guide dogs are Kadija. I was so amazing umbrella what they are doing there. I said, I want to be part of this. Now I'm going to name 2 dogs. To get those rights to name them OMNIA VERITAS, you have to pay 100,000. I say I'm going for that challenge. I cannot fail when you have brood in the house. These are big guys who are turning the industry upside down. He's gonna work with us and make sure we name those 2 puppies OMNIA VERITAS, which is something that has never been done. So out of the title of the book, we are also going to adopt dolphin statue, the X, the dolphin. I'm from Ushak. I've met with them. Because when we were there with my beautiful wife, they took us through this dolphins thing, feeding, how they feed them. And they were calling them, hey, Zapo, Zapo, Lomo. Then the dolphin will come. Hey, but wait a minute. Does this dolphin knows the name? But yes. Hey, Margaret, Margaret. Well, now you are lazy, man. Come over here. Hey, Margaret will come. And never feed the Margaret. And the curator said, don't save these penguins, we're gonna lose them. And I said, I'm gonna take a chance, be part of saving those dolphins. Because my mom loved the dolphins. I said, Vicky, don't want to lose it. I said, why did some chromo the asshole? Kira maglu ena mamotsa mawalo musawo yam. Ari Vicky, wamuka mona wawo, wamuka. So she loved penguins. So in her memory, I'll adopt those penguins. Yalewona.
Thanks so much. I know you are an orator, and when you speak wisdom. And because of time, and Sunday, program director, I think this should be enough. But I just want to mention something. Sorry, the name, when I saw the name for the first time, and editors don't know everything. So God, this guy, Otomakan Toyabodaki. What all this thing, yeah, security company, but ADT. Who doesn't know ADT? Who doesn't know sharp security? Ukredaki, Hatosa security, Utaibo Didemu Pitorimu. Upondo Luga Pejana. I mean, Upondo Luga Pejana. Nahanabara call security. Which one? Let's leave it for another day. Yalewocha. Thanks so much. I'm just looking forward. Aki peace pane mar kule bar rotloya Hidni bar rotloya Dubai. Hey guys, when you call me and you can't find me, maybe flying over Europe.
No, maybe it is very, very true. We're gonna do that because the universe has spoken. And with these beautiful people here, their prayers, we will make sure we take you to all those places you mentioned, including Brother Victor. He's a survivor of cancer. He wrote a beautiful poetry book. Anyone can write. The Tiger, beautiful. And it is always beautiful to be among great minds. Like Wena Buntate, Victor, Professor Masocha, then you have OC Party. What is a prof or you must visit OC Party. Wahile Shrine, beautiful shrine. Hakile Mole, Rola Dieta. And then she did something very wonderful. I found that David Petre, the freedom of his house. That was beautiful. Now, on that day, Petre Hariamol, museum. The president, don't forget, this is my place. Yeah, I know. See, that was beautiful, Ausi Party, to honor him while he's still alive. Now, Ausi Rinaldo will be heading this team, Obravik, wherever. All this occasion you see here, all what you see is not government funded. Someone asked me, is the minister coming of Arts and Culture? Here I met the minister twice. And I said to him, I'll meet you at the right time. Twice. And I shake his hand and I leave. This is not the right time to meet with you. Let him be busy with his motor cars and the stuff. The right time will come. We also need to keep in prayers the daughter of my good Reverend Homotso Mudisele is here. Arobala, the whole night he was at the hospital. She had a problem of the heart. And then he WhatsApp me to say I must pray with him. Kirmari is a murut this man. Now, Nahana, a sinner like me, pray. I wonder now, but here he is with us, and one of these churches. So we are quite happy that the family and that Mukai is sitting at the back there, Brachoni, Limme, Lorraine, they are with us. We have recently buried the brightest mind that we had, Dr. Homole Mukai, with 3 PhDs. Wow, And then he will call the first lady. Yeah, I'm with Jerry. I don't know. I want. She must know you are here with me. No. That's the good doctor himself, the doctor of the people. So beautiful people are here. Aniki Gamona, what the women in jazz, the jazzisto. Mona hali mo di tramo mole mama. Ya boa. Ya no mema nkosile na utemfa. Utsamaga 4x4 oh ke 4x3. Ne ke tla rata hore mama eme empa o siame a dutse fatshe re mo tlhompe a dutse ka mogoo. A re tsamaya go N2 ke sa o senyetse nako. Re tloa Plattenberg re ya Cape Town re nka an adventure. Re mama re ya ra uweng ke re mama ra ya mama. So then I will preach for them in the car. Mama o tla tsheya ba we. A re ngwana ka mare o reng o sa lo ba lawyer ke re mama ba tla mpolaya mama. A re why o sa lo ba politician ke re jo nna we. Ba west. Then we'll enjoy ourselves. We travel ale mama all these places, beautiful places le mama, reflecting on that Nkosi who is not here with us, but he's still here with us. When that Monaledi Mone has been a communication officer at the Bears. He's a communication specialist. When you look at the book at the back, you'll find their comments about some of the things that have been raising. Those things, all what I've been writing about, it is your mother's concern. My mother will ask me, Jeria complain, Hama Hashola Are, Batro Aha, Misibit. By Aha, Yamba Sina di Feme. Hey, now this is a problem for me. See, so my program director has a mission. Because regards how Sanu sing and Zikibuam. But have I so the Buga Kiu Kitty Fitile and I can make it no hurry price 300 rand. Mea Hubani, Kirino, I really cover I think is solid. I mean, it's designed by a beautiful young white woman in Cape Town. It's a Kapa Buken. I see more. So, they get okay, Ari is a 2/3. So, or why 2/3? Probably that the Palani habona comma, habona something wrong. Probably if una something wrong, it will hurry a discount. So they cannot complain. That the Palani Galabu.
Thank you very much for your time. We're under pressure, but my brother, what I can tell you is that happy birthday. Yeah, you look young. It's a challenge for some of us. May the Lord bless you. Many, many more years. May He multiply you. I don't mean Gadi babies. Oh. Yeah. I mean I multiply because it's Castra family. Thanks so much. Thanks for the attentiveness, especially for an old man like right in a way, but can we take this opportunity for but I think, can I maybe
Absolutely.
she'll handle that.
Let's have a roving microphone if we have some questions, a Q&A. Let's keep it short and brief. Otherwise, we will be here until tomorrow. Our speakers today are very knowledgeable people. For taking off that hat. I was going to grab it anyway at some point. Because any questions in the audience? There's me with a red jacket. We'll start over there in that, if you don't mind. My elders.
Thank you so much. Again, congratulations, Nage. I wanted to have your signature before I leave because Kirula will like it, so I have to run. But I just want to say that, Jerry, you have assumed a stature of the stage, so please take this and run with it. I just want to know, would you be willing to become the Minister of Conservation? because right now we've lost one of our most acclaimed filmmaker, Suleiman Sise. Nobody knows in this country. I wrote a tribute. I sent it to the NFF. I sent it to TSIE. I sent it to Suspect. Nobody responded. But I can tell you now, if you were the Minister of Arts and Culture, you would have taken a delegation to Mali. You would have gone to see the film with the government of Mali and thank them for that man, for who he was. Because in the mid-90s, he came to South Africa to do a part of his film called Wati here in South Africa. And then now I worked with him in Mali in the 80s. This is the man who, I don't even know how I can explain his love for South Africa. And he's not the only one. A lot of African filmmakers, anywhere you went, even in the diaspora, were completely in awe with what South Africans were doing in fighting for their liberation. Even though today our freedom is an illusion. But tonight, please think of it. Please think of it. Because we may just stand up and say, this far no further deployment, this far no further partisan politics. We want somebody like you to take this head and to move us forward into a proper renaissance, into a proper African renaissance.
Sure. Maybe in brief, I give a really fifi question, Yahuri. My elder, what is the challenge of the artist in a country with these politicians? Really fifi said to me, you can never be led by uncultured people. So the challenge is right there. We have a lot of ministers who are uncultured. It's a fact. And they think they are cultured. Now, secondly, Brother Murio Sanyani from Power FM has been asking for many years whether I must come for an interview. And I always say to Ntate Sanyani, my brother, people are not ready for the truth because haba trainiwa go utlwa, haba wirewa go taste. Yano re tshwana le dintja tse lelekisitse mogata tso re timetse se se tlo feta. The right beautiful ones will be born and I'll be there to usher them in. We don't need titles. We lead wherever we are.
Let's take the next question, please, and I think one thereafter. Thank you.
Riperile.
Raleboa.
Mekweni. Mina ibito ni aniki masonga ni ngoleng ni mu kwani mohlabi. Mine is not a question. It's actually go leboga the invitation that came through and to show for Abu Jerry utlhompa everyone, ubelwa everyone. For the years that I've known him, he's been always humbled and planting seed in the creative industry. And the way Kim Morning Abeya Mothala Kateng, to even honor our great legends, Baba Tsamaile le Baba Pilang, I so wish for moya wa gage o ka influence how the industry should be run. Ka gore now we've been suffering this thing ya gore we can't break through as practitioners, and we're trying in our corners, to break through. But I think he's leading the way. Or for courage, in our corners, we really have to. Mara, I think there is a saying airing pene in alemata. How you ngodi samu pampiri. I'm just paraphrase. So hey, what we need to invest our energies on is to think and strategize. Because for many years in the Ritoya Toya, Riako SABC, 80% quota, and then who can a minister but it has never taken us anywhere. So I think the change that you are making is good because we have us to support you and to learn from you. So nakere kya leboga le ka osane ene buka yona e tlo rekisa o ka re menga itsala na Xitsonga e kota ku ihlaya kahle because to tell the truth I want an invitation e re Omni Veritas kai be ka itse hape kai ba right ka botjere o thomile bana ka sekgwa sa hae king hai kai be ka re ena a go batla o tseba hore e reng I must just go there and then kutlo re khutwa. So thank you so very much. Thank you.
Maybe just to say, Aniki, thank you, Aniki. The biggest problem in South Africa, we have more entertainers than artists. In order to be an artist, you need to understand mathematics and science, because the higher light is very is a scientific kind of a light. So Monare glorifier the entertainer more than the real artist, and we do have artists. Yes. Kialebo.
Mine a very brief from the TSIE. Ngugi wa Tiongo ore nnete ke seru. The truth is a mole. If you suppress it here, it will emerge somewhere else. So it would be interesting go utlwa gore ntate tsie o e gatella jwa taba e ke lebo.
Ke a leboga re Mogadipela is a seasoned journalist. Ba phetse le bore Agritlast le bora Don Matera. In my journey I get mo Ausfifi from Ordinals Race. O mametse Ausfifi. Ki ile ka receive ke borre ba. Yes. Mochana ka kiwo. O nromella WhatsApp o re malume. Ha o tshabe gore batho ba batla go bolaya monna o ntse ngola ntho tse tshosantse. And I said, Chana, you know, Shakespeare, the cowards die many times before their death. The only way we can defeat this thing is when all of us, we stand for and with the truth. So, re nguki khana ebe ya yalo. Ona re fa matla gore re se ke ra ba ra tshaba, because fear ke yone re paralyzing as people. Most of the families, they are broken because of fear more than anything. And most of us, we are chasing things. We are failing even to define them. Ausfifi asked me a question about success. I said, hang on, we need also to debate this thing of success. What is success? Because many people now are living other people's ideas because we haven't yet find our inner peace. Kalebo.
Ntate Tsie ke moruti modisana ke tshwanetse gore ke bue. I will make just a very small comment, and you can also comment in the end. Thanks for the title of the book, which I understand you can later, and also thanks to Professor here. But you know, in our days, these days, everything is prefix. Like for instance, there is a professor so and so, there is doctor so and so, and we even went to an extent of prefixing the truth. Some they call it the black truth, some they call it the white truth, some they call it philosophical truth, some they call it spiritual truth. And my question based on that, it says, which truth are you talking about? You know, I love the concept of the late Dr. Homolemo Mukai, who clearly defined the truth for us. And he says the black truth is somewhat dry, somewhat bitter, but never sweet. Are you talking about the black truth? Thank you.
I want to have Bishop Tutu aleba matata. What was supposed to say tata ba peke ntho sa dikere ke ba re email and that mo. You know, the truth, it doesn't need lies. It doesn't matter, you can speak thousands of lies, millions of lies, it will still remain the truth. For me, black, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. As long as yellow is the truth. Because in the truth, there is a DNA of who you are in that truth. If you really dissect it properly, you will then realize words are not just words, are very, very powerful and important. And as you say that truth with the words, you must know how you are also saying yourself to the next person who must hear you. So we represent correctly, stand for and with the truth. And where you are wrong, apologize. There's nothing wrong to apologize. There is nothing wrong to be weak. There is nothing wrong to not to be tall, to be short, to be fat. There's nothing wrong. As long as you really take care of yourself. Even in that truth, we have to stand with it. Black, like Datemuka used to say, who is there for the black truth. I'm with him. You know, one white guy invited me to the church. I'm inviting you to my church. No, I belong to all churches. I don't choose which church. But I understand what does that mean. When I was in Singapore with sheikhs, we went to the Chinese temple, and then sheikhs were said, no, salam tagum rau. Whatever he does, I am more Buddha, it's a Buddha. It's a Buddha. I am man, it's a soul. So I feel out the bigger Buddha. Wabu amu kasi China mo. Kali sheiks urun. Sibat. Kali ornar klubuai. Kiro auskatsu. Buddha ukwa all languages. Hagili mone begere tata macholo seni sapula. Aine set seri kiri ditsa Maria hobaneka mezu ntla fasa di chapa. Ditsong hoena mopondita hoela me holwe. Kali sheiks yare. Hey, yare tsare sibat. Tomaro atswa brave. Kiro no tata macholo rukuile le Buddha rukuile.
Last one, maybe.
We have the last one. Yes, sir.
Today, you've got the looks here, Malcolm X. Those who are familiar with Malcolm X. You also have the looks here. I think it make me nice. Yeah. You also have the look here, Farrakhan. I know you are a fan of those two in particular. Could it be that one way or the other they have influenced your writing of the book, such that the title is all about the truth?
Hey, my brother. One Saturday in Alimego SABC, my beautiful wife. She's beautiful. Make no mistake. Ronald Zebausheva had a ringing gefell. Now, I read to go Auckland Park, I was 50. Kero home Megere Emma. Area Carlton Center. The Carlton Center. Aish. So we drove there. I did it since there are juice because I don't drink alcohol anyway. Margon Klungwagi the trail. We're going to visit it off. So Hotel Brother Bongani. Hey, Brother Jerry, how are you, my man? Hey, my brother, long time, man. What do you want here, Brother Bongan? Man, the minister is here. Kiri, which minister? Farrakhan. Kiri, when a man don't joke. Is Farrakhan in the country? He said, yeah. Kiri, man, are you sure? Yeah. You know what? I'm coming back. I'm going to get the minister and I want to introduce him to you. Kiri, no, don't make a mistake. I must introduce myself to him. And after 5 minutes, they look very good. Then they bang the position, security-wise. He went Carlton Center floor, you could take about Obama, America, the Hank. We are here. This is home. Then, Brother Bongano Odlale, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, I wear a white jacket. Beautiful. Wow. Hey, now we are standing there. It's true. Farrakhan is here. Yeah, he's coming. Now I don't know what to do. Wow. The minister is here. Then again, hey, brother Bongano, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, the brother Jerry here. Farrakhan was angry. And he tracked me and uncovered him. Then he said to me, you must never lose hope to your people. And that was profound. So his signature is also in these books as I'm writing. Professor Guto, he's also in whatever that I've been writing. Professor Ali Mazuri, he's also in whatever that I'm writing. And all the great minds, Mebesi head. As I'm writing, I can hear their voices as they are navigating me through this chaos. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ntate. So I propose we start a podcast. What do you guys say? We'll call it Old Toppies. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you, and we hope that you've enjoyed your day. I hope you've taken in everything. Yesterday I had to argue with him. I said, you need to learn how to take a compliment. He's quite humble. He wants to step back and put everyone forward. But I said, please, Ntate, take your compliment, live in this moment, and shine in that glory. Speaking of compliments, I'd like to call forward Ntate Molehetsiu as well as Mayor Nolda Nkosi to read our special thanks. And then we will close off with another prayer, just as we opened this afternoon with Apostle Mabuya. Thank you. Round of applause, please.
Okay, MC, before I can just go through that, may I say good evening. It's almost there. Mtau sebata tsatsing lena o tshwara 60 years. May I indicate hore ha o tshwara 60 years o bore bolella ka the truth conquers all things is appropriate. Why I'm saying it's appropriate, check the people who are 60 and above. They tell you as it is. Whether wa kwata kapa o kwati. Mema nkosi ya kare batho ha esale ba nketsetsa tiemo ha ba so tlise engwe. Ha o no hana. La kopi le mona ntse dutse le jwalo. There are 4 people ba ke ba hlokometse. Ke sa o senyetse nako motsamaiso wa mosebetsi. Dr. Mabuya o teng ka mo. The mental ill people, when they see you, ba o bolella ntho ba e bonang. O re nana wa kwata kapa o kwate. Ke nnete jwalo bo. Ngwana monyane. Tete mohuti ha ka re o motle. Ho yena o motle. O bone ba o sia ngwana ka re o mobi. Pelo a utlwa bohloko. Ngwana ke ka mokgwa e bonang ka terendete. Motho a itshelang, wa nwang. Ha o ba monate fela o dintsha dinnete kaofela. O botla bana ba re buang ka bona ba fihlileng le montsena tsa rona bo Jerry bo 60. Re a o leboela mshaneso for factorization of 2 to the power 2 by 3 by 5. Erisang 60. Thank you for your diamond. O celebrate 20 years hararo ka sheko. Ra o leboela. Let's go to the business of the day e ke rungwe. Ra o leboela mtau. Ke mtau wa ramogela ke le kolokotana le ko ba masia le reng ha le tlaja. Miriti o theo temnyane ya di otlwana ke le phuthu ke namane e tshehla. Ho ba le lenana o bohale ke sebata. The king of the jungle. The special thanks to the happy memory of Verita's mother, Makawele, for humility, love, elegance, resoluteness, simplicity, gracious smile, and larger-than-life personality. To the deep memory of my father, Sibeso, for simplicity, principled, and caring. To my cheerful aunt, Marta, Mutsidisi, and Dirampele. To Virginia, my beautiful soul, for a truthful love, almost effortless articulation, compassion, and be so principled with the truth. To my beautiful daughters, Nairobi, Muteo, and Tatoya High. To my sister, Pulani, for the great love and kind-hearted. To my brothers, TSIE, Mukhele, Tadi, Kune, and Sillo, for their boundless love and respect. To my nephew, Dr. Dioka Mabuya, for being the torchbearer in the family. To a dear friend, Silepe Maswani, for always sharing the love of books, music, the visual arts, and Latin. To my parents, to Segis, Sanus Credo Mutwa, Kahiso Sinke, Letsebe Petre, Lififi Tladi, Mutlabani Musangwa, Musiangwako, Boiki Mutlame, Maisha Maponi, Joff Mpakati, for always sharing the wealth of wisdom. To my soul sister, Sipati Hopper, for her forthrightness, optimism, and caring nature. To my soul brother, Amado Yvon Luko, for courage, spirit, and optimism. To Jaburit, Marumule Sedi, and Mantili Tau, for your brotherhood and selflessness. To Dr. P. Gizumuzi Damini, for the spirit of brotherhood and good heart. To my cousins, Sophia Mufukeng and Mulihetsiu, for humbleness and caring attitude. To my niece, Masungwane Ntie, for your strength, resilience, and optimism. To my nephew, Muhapi, supposed to be Muhapi Nyana, the bull Tie, for great athleticism and brotherly love. To movie film director Cedric Sonstrom, for the great love, creativity, and believing in me. Thank you very much.
I would like to acknowledge a few people. My gratitude to the universe for protection and for opportunity to serve humanity with humility. We all striving the endless quest to understand our existence. I must acknowledge a deep sense of gratitude for the warmth of lifelong friendship with close friends, associates, and colleagues whose immense subscription to my humility, humbleness, passion, and sincerity is speaking truth to power while standing with and for what is irrespective of neither an uneasiness nor the frown of the powers that be. My journey of life has been a happy one this far. More so far have been blessed to meet extremely interesting characters with illustrious careers. They all deserve a special love and attention to varying degrees. Basikandaba, Tau Mutau, Victor Modiha, Johnny Mushala, Nakedi Ribani, Tsepo Monaledi, Alf Monto, Lilian Dube, Kenny Muleme, Genius Lutsulu, Semifiva Mashabani, Lifu Tsibulani, Ushebenki Unyadize, Tapelo Moraka, Azihangwisi Inos Nechimbufe, Matlari Mildred Musa, Sipo Mantula, Masejo Sehole, Aikumalo, Mulatelo, Mahapa, Boiki Muditle Pulu, Kalusi Ramakula, Peter Muletsani, Mutsabi Kelele, Palane Mutali, Ian Cross, Mankoto Mukati, Manasia Mumakwe, Sol Shibambo, Mathali Konyana, Nchanyana Shakes Manyobe, Mabuto Kit Sitole, Dosi Muretro, Franz Fenon Sisedinyani, as well as the Sowetan newspaper for having published the 200 opinions which are carried in this book. Besides all else, there is a way that I could have made it this far without the unconditional support and inspiration of my loving wife, Virginia. My special gratitude To her, a beautiful soul, pillar of strength, and such a wonderful encouragement. One destiny. I think.
Thank you so much. And to my correction, I believe Dr. Maboya will be giving us our vote of thanks. I just assumed he'll be praying and closing us out. But please can we welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Happy. I can say we'll be Madam of Ceremonies or Madam MC. All right. This is one of the most important parts in the program. We've been served by wonderful people, and we want to acknowledge that without you, that this occasion would not have been possible. So we want to give a gift of thanks to you, even as you have served us. So kitloko pa malome, ona re mitsa stanki o dendala kwana kutlwana ngoro tswante, ba mo tseba ka leo, ona re mitsa Jerry. Le mamalome wa ka Anvi Batle ka pele, so that they can give tokens of appreciation to a number of people. I will later on single out number of people that we want to give thanks to in closing, but let us do this token of appreciation ceremony. Ke mamalome wa ka yona motelele he. Yes. And malome ha le mona le monyenyana tjenana, we grew up doing karate, actually kung fu. And I'm proud to say in our dojo I was the only one who could give him a competitive sparring. Skala nchabanka jilina secondary chelete like this. Yeah. He's a crazy guy. Very crazy. If you thought I was crazy, he's much crazier. We talk about everything, and he's quite diverse in thinking. So I think the package of his diversity is in that book. So Kikopahe Bana Batle. I was challenged by these kids. I think it's the three of you who came. You were supposed to be 4 on Tatile, Samukelo, Leo Tsepegile, Tlohong. To the front, we want to appreciate you to still see young children reading. Literacy rates in our country are appalling, and I'm very much encouraged to see you reading. Can I just read what it says? This one is a certificate of participation, and you must keep it and frame it. It's on your profile from today. The certificate is proudly awarded to Otsepegile Onalena Rahalakani for the participation in a book OMNIA VERITAS launch ceremony held at Freedom Park. Particularly, the venue will speak on your behalf. Freedom Park Heritage Site and Museum, Pretoria, on this day of a big birthday of my uncle, signed by himself. And each one of them, Ibueli Bicholahao. So it's something great. Arabapele Matsoho, you've done very well for yourselves. So thank you very much. Just pose for a wonderful photo there. All right, thank you very much. Arba Pelendi Atlahe. Oh, it's wonderful. I'm also going to call the following people to come and oh yes, all right. Okay. I want to thank the following people that have done a sterling job to speak to us and give us mahlali really today. And I want to start by our keynote speaker, Prof. When they said Prof, I was very keen to listen whether this is honorary professorship or what, but I picked up that it's a genuine one. There are so many of them. The truth is lacking amongst even institutions of learning. Messi Pati Hopa, me Morongwa Brody, Libuile Hantle, me Mutei Macheta, Lere Victor, Moshwamere, Realilebo Haholo for the wonderful messages of encouragement and uplifting the banner. Ya Retsi Realilebo Hatata about what you have done and said to us. We have taken notes and we will remember the wonderful things that you have said. Thank you very much. Haraba Peleng Diatla ba entse. Yes, my uncle likes to give presents. Actually, he gives presents to everyone. So, itlokopa Prof Atamele. We want to appreciate him for speaking so wonderfully. You are so awesome. Oh, yes. Ikopa le Mefifi Matsela athlete to the front. She's so eloquent and very straight to the point. Or directly handle indeed. You're not one of those people who double the time of the program by repeating what people have said. Thank you very much for that. Yes. Thank you very much. I also want to thank the following people. Red Tepo Monaledi for program directing at the wreath laying ceremony earlier on today. It was such a wonderful ceremony. Re Palani Motale for the conversation session. Me Fifi Sero Lebuhile as well as the wonderful work that you have done today. Ki Power FM traffic reporter presenter. And the wonderful artists that have performed today, Brasol, BMG, you are so wonderful. Thank you very much for supporting this occasion. The technical team, we are thankful very much. I'm also in sound engineering, so it was one of the first things that I listened to when I entered here. The clarity and the goodness of the sound, I can attest that it's very beautiful and quite good. I actually had my sound in the car in case anything went wrong. Thank you very much, Brajeri, for the wonderful thing. And the wonderful guests, both Bati Mona, Bonghono Batileng, Momamonko Silibabang, you know, in the midst of Manuela, Hana, but to climb the stairs and come here. But to bohle ba baholo, the young ones who have come with the energy to be here, re a le leboha haholo. Le entse mosebetsi o motle. Without you, this would not have happened. I also want to give special thanks to the ceremony organizers, Mama Lome Ausviji, Sis Rinalda Nkosi, her sister, Malome Ansa Leting, ona le bothata ha ba tlo dula fatshe. You know, he wants to be a principal everywhere. I'm always the one who's cooking. But from principal, I'll pay. So he was amongst those who organized and overlooked everything. Remotale, Osebitsa Holo, Hamole, Retebo Timen, Mabita. We want to appreciate you for the support and organizing this occasion. The Freedom Park management and staff, we thank you for laying out the scene and then serving us with food. I'm very critical, otherwise I would not thank you. You did very well. And I commented on my table. So I say it when it's well done and when it's not well done. I'm also in hospitality industry, by the way. So here, we want to thank you very much. We're going to come to the birthday thing. Malume he doesn't like to be appreciated. I think it's selfishness. You see, when you're doing good to people, you get blessed. When you don't allow other people to do the same to you, you deprive them of the blessings that you have. So another problem, allow other people to honor you. So here, I also brought you a gift. I want to give to you. He's always giving to people. And such people, other people don't even think that they need to be given something. And on his birthday, I realized that he's going to be traveling and talking a lot about his book. So I have taken my personal mic. It's an SM58 roving mic. That's your personal mic. When you give out a gift, something to you, this is so intimate to me. It's a then I knew I'm giving part of me to him. So I'm going to give him this microphone. The technicians know it's a valuable mic, very expensive, but clarity I think is amazing. So wherever you're going, as you travel the nations, this is your personal mic. Oskaba buaka mic womong I see on. Thank you very much, Mefifi. I think Ovatabu.
Ya haigena presente. Ralebo.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of today's launch program. Kindly join us downstairs for a gala dinner. My name is Refule Matila. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.